Good morning, Internet, said someone.
Is it morning?
Almost certainly not. For a start, this goes out at like 6 o'clock or something like that. And secondly, we're recording it at 2:30. So, I don't know, morning just seems to be the default state of programs.
Of all time.
Yes, exactly. I think it holds true, I think, that every show or a production of some kind has its own time frame. So the beginning of the thing is the morning. The end of the thing is the night. No idea why.
Of course.
Makes no sense at all.
It's just how it works.
And it also implies that during everything like that, you should stop halfway through to go and have lunch. So... And, oh wait, no, I did do that in the last episode, didn't I?
Oh, yeah.
I should really put this pen down. Let's not have a clicky noise right through the thing. Right, okay. So, lots happened since the last episode.
Oh, yes.
For a start, we've had to completely change what we were talking about on this one, because we planned at the end of the last episode that... well, this didn't actually end up being in the episode, but we planned to talk specifically about Doctor Who with Turbo. But he can't make it this time, and I didn't know that until yesterday evening. So, emergency backup plan. We're going to talk about the things we don't like in film and television. But first, I feel I need to address the elephant in the room. Hello, elephant. How are you doing? There's no elephant.
That was meant to be an
Sorry,
elephant,
was that your elephant?
I just thought, quick, I've got to make an elephant noise. I won't bother thinking about what noise an elephant makes.
It would be the best thing in the world if elephants did make that noise, though.
Yes.
Oh, it's an elephant. I can actually do a fairly good elephant, but I think it might hurt someone's ears.
Okay.
But I'll give it a go anyway, because that's...
Okay.
No, that's horrible.
Not too bad.
That's...
Better than my efforts.
I have done better in the past.
I'm sure you have.
It's certainly better than...
Yes. I think we can agree.
So, yes, the elephant's name is Brexit. Yes.
Hello, Brexit.
Brexit the elephant went to town and said goodbye to the European Union. Off we went with a...
I love you, bye-bye.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, my plan was I'd explain the Brexit with the... but to keep it interesting, I would use sound effects to emphasise major points. So...
Makes sense.
On Thursday, a referendum was held. 75-ish% of people... I think the turnout was somewhere near that. It's about 3 out of every 4 people voted. And the result was close. The result
really close.
was for the UK to leave the European Union. 51.9% to 52.
Yeah.
To 48.1, that's the one.
Yeah.
But the result was in favour of saying...
I love you, bye-bye.
To the European Union. And it's... But as a result of this, as a result of the UK saying...
I love you, bye-bye.
To the European Union... the economy has done this. Specifically, the things that have done this are the value of the pound.
Yes.
And the stock markets. However, it's not. I don't think this is going to be too bad. For a start, people were saying this was going to happen anyway, and two, the reason this is happening because of instability. And that basically just means nobody's really entirely sure what's happening, and that sort of means that people hold on to stuff. Well, we're not in huge danger. Nothing's gonna... It just means things might get more expensive for a bit, and as soon as we've detached, we'll probably be fine, and the economy will go... Or... Or perhaps if we get a really good plan, it could even do this. I'm hoping for the latter. Not that...
Oh yes, that would be exciting.
Yeah. But the thing I do want to say, on a slightly more serious note, and I'm not going to say this using any sound effects because I'm not sure entirely what sound effects that it would require.
Okay.
There are people on the internet who seem to... Like, the younger generation, hence more people who are on the internet, voted mostly to remain. I think it was 64% of the younger... It might have been even more than that.
I think it was more than that.
I think it was more than that. But I'm going to address this slightly because something needs saying about this, and it's kind of important. Okay, I've got the stats here. In the 18 to 24 age bracket, the vote to remain was 73%, according to some poll.
Yeah.
But bear in mind, the poll showed that the Remain campaign was in a 5% lead on the day of the referendum, so I'd take that with a pinch of salt. Matt, can you put your tractor away, please?
Oh, sorry. I couldn't even hear that myself because I've got headphones in.
Oh, right. Oh, yes, of course.
So you get all the tractors and I just get sweet silence. Well, I get nothing but your voice.
Sweet silence. Oh.
Which is obviously
nothing but
perfect.
my voice, eh? Tick, tock, tick. Wait, I'm supposed to be being serious. Anyway, the breakdown of voters by age basically shows that once you get past 44, age of 44, you're still majority Remain.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, it starts becoming majority Leave. So you can sort of see where younger people would feel sort of betrayed by the vote, if you see what I mean. But the thing I'd like to point out is that the older people have been in the EU for longer. The argument's been being made that the younger people are going to have to live with this decision for longer, and that is true. But the older people have had to live in Europe for so many more years. And in fact, when they had a referendum to join, and what they voted to join was an economic union, so a trading bloc. The EU, in its current form, is not a trading bloc. It is a political union. And we were missold on what this actually was. And the people who have voted to leave this time are the people who voted to join in the first place. So just bear that in mind. Also bear in mind that the way democracy works in situations like this is that it might be close, but that doesn't mean the way that you vote is always going to come out on top. It is hard when the other side wins the argument. But people are basically scared now. And they're worried that the UK is going to fall apart, that Scotland's going to leave, and which I'd like to address this. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah,
and the reason I don't think that Scotland... No, the reason I don't think it's going to happen this time is because it's been made clear to Scotland. I mean, they did remote vote to remain.
Yes.
But by a similar margin that the rest of the UK voted to leave. So I mean, it was I think it was 65% remain in Scotland.
Okay.
So that's still a significant number of people who wanted to leave in Scotland. Also, Scotland is not just going to be let back in. It's going to have to meet the requirements of every other country joining the EU. It's not just going to get its place back again because when it was in before, it was in because it was in the UK.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling once that's been made clear that if Scotland wants to break its ties with the UK, then it's probably not. It's not going to be like they're just going to walk straight back into the EU. Is the situation? There's some talks of Ireland, Northern Ireland joining back to Ireland. I think that's fairly unlikely to happen.
Yeah.
But then again, people thought us leaving Europe was very unlikely, so who knows? But what I will say about all of this is that I know it might be scary, but if you go forward now with the attitude that we're all screwed up and everything's going to be horrible and the entire thing is going to fall apart, then it will. Right now, what people need to do is be positive, work with what you're given, and get this country back to normal. We need to stop arguing now. It's pointless.
Yeah.
There we go. That's my sentiment on the whole thing. And now silence.
Could I actually mention something? You see, I think it was the first episode when we talked about Windows 10. I thought I'd just bring up a little thing about Windows 10. So,
okay,
I've been using my sister's laptop because it's just better than mine in every way. So, I think basically probably a couple of weeks ago, I left it on once, came back a few hours later, and it was on Windows 10. And it was like, hi, I'm on Windows 10. I was like, I didn't tell you to do this.
Oh, no.
But
yep.
For about a week, the start menu stopped working. It was
I've
bizarre.
seen that happen. This is one of the glitches this is one of the reasons you shouldn't let it automatically update. Do you know how to revert it?
I don't really mind. It works now. But it was just...
You're probably going to find more problems cropping up. I really think that you will have a problem eventually, but this is the same laptop that's going mad with the USB ports, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, this is Katie's. Okay. Let me know if you have any problems. I bet you will. Something else will break, and then if something else major like that happens, rebuild it. Like, copy all your data off and rebuild it and bring it back together again. Because Microsoft had basically killed it by saying, no, you're running Windows 10 now and there's nothing you can do. The other thing is, if you don't really want it, you can revert it.
Yeah.
It is possible. It's in the settings. It's under the update or update and recovery section. If it's within about 30 days of the install date, then there will still be a button saying go back to Windows 7 or whatever it came from. So, warning to all Windows 7 users, this will probably happen if you haven't done something about it by the time that it becomes not free. So, beware. And I think that's about a month from now.
Yep.
Right. Let's go to the topic of discussion, which today is going to be the things we don't like about film and television. So, first thing I've got on the list is something that you put in, which was unrealistic instrument playing in films / TV.
Right.
Yes.
I am a musician. I like music. It's just cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like to play it myself.
Mm.
And it's just... so irritating when they don't even, like, say an actor doesn't even know, like, what a snare sounds like, or what a snare sound looks like. So they'll hear this drum beat they've got to play, and then they'll just hit the same drum over and over again rhythmically, trying to imitate some beat that is just they're obviously not playing. It's just like it ruins it. And in one of my favourite episodes of Doctor Who, which is Love and Monsters,
Oh dear.
which, by the way,
Oh, I have a feeling you might get a bit of
it's
flack
just such
for
a
that.
good episode.
Um,
Series 2, episode 10, by the way.
yeah,
It's
people
so
might
good.
disagree with you on that one. It is basically one of the most hated episodes that exists,
the
but I'll
best.
tell you why. I don't really have strong
Okay.
feelings towards it.
Yeah.
But...
So just like a bit of the way through, it's like they kind of just perform songs as a band, and it's like,
yes, yeah.
no, the drummer it's not trying.
So there's no sync
No.
up at all. Could this be down to basically the fact that most actors
Yes,
aren't
but
musicians?
like, they could at least try. You can learn the beat that he was playing. I learned the beat probably
Right.
in about 5 minutes. That was when I was in
Okay.
probably year 5, so I was 9. This guy, he wasn't a young
Okay.
actor. He's probably in his 50s or late 40s.
Mm.
It's not going to be too hard for him to learn the most simple drum beat that there is. And just, so painful.
Actually, while we're on the subject of music and stuff, I'd like to make a complaint towards
Okay.
the BBC. BBC, you are horrible at
Okay.
mixing sound. If you see anything that the BBC have done live, for example, the one that most recently sticks in my mind is the Michael McIntyre's Big Show.
I haven't.
Have you seen that? No? Oh, it's a great show, worth watching. Except the bit that really lets it down is when they're performing music.
Yeah.
And basically, the reason this is because anything the BBC does live, where they try and put it through the television, it just sounds really muffled and horrid. I mean, they've designed the sound to be okay on a normal television with speakers. But I think that's not what I'm using. We've got a 5.1. Well, it actually hasn't got a bass speaker, but it's a surround sound system that does a very good job with most music. It's a Sonos system. It's incredible. I'm not being paid to say that. It's expensive, however, probably a bit too expensive, and there's some features that it really should have that it's missing. But it does an incredible job with sound. And even it can't work out how to make the BBC sound mixing sound good. It means it actually rubs off on what you think of the music. Because I'm sure you'll agree that if you've got decent speakers playing a song you like, or a song that you don't know if you like yet, but then, I mean, car speakers on the radio sound better than the BBC mixing, and I'm not sure how it could possibly. I mean, I know they've got recording studios, but they have like much more equipment in like a setup where there's a live theatre or something, and they just they screw it up completely. And basically, what this means is that you can play an MP3 of the same song, and it will sound miles better, even though MP3's got like loads of data removed for the for the purpose of compressing it enough to be able to have a smaller file. But there is such a nicer sound, which is it's disappointing. BBC, get your act together. Anyway, and I think they're very bad at doing it for the actual musicians playing as well. Because I think there was some person playing something live, and I think it was a news studio or something. Because for some reason that's something the news does occasionally. But he like halfway through the song, he removed his earpiece. Now, something tells me that's because he thinks it sounds awful and he can't... I mean, BBC have got money to spend on this stuff, and they obviously aren't employing the right people, and they really should be. So, yeah. I know it's difficult. I mean, I'm probably not incredibly good at it with this thing, but I at least try and do the best that I can. But they don't seem to. I think they just have a microphone in the room and then just, oh, that will do. Which is just not true. Yes. So that's the music section. The other thing I've got written down is it's actually more to do with Netflix and American television in general.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm criticising the BBC. I'm not letting you off free, America.
Everyone is a victim here.
Yes. Yeah, you don't know things incredibly well either. Well, actually, this is just something that I think is incredibly odd, and it's probably something Americans have got used to. But you know how a production company will have a logo at the end of their program? I've been watching some American stuff on Netflix, and the stuff they put at the end is just insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually insane. I mean, there's, for example, people who have a Netflix account will be able to verify this. If you take a look at the production end cards on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the production company is Fremulon. I mean, I'm gonna play this end card, in the hope that with the hope that I don't get copyright claimed, but I don't think there's enough of it to do that.
Not a doctor.
Fremulon.
I have showed this to you, haven't I, Matt?
You have, yeah.
Yes. Okay. And do you agree with me that the first thing that actually no, I'll ask this a different way. What is the first thing that pops into your head when you see that?
See what? Sorry.
When you saw the Fremulon.
Oh, I thought you were somehow showing me something, and I was like, I can't see it.
No. You have to remember, I haven't got this set up. It's like it kind of spoilt the ending. Like, instead of just kind of stopping, it was like, let's have loads of random stuff. It's a bit bizarre. Yeah, specifically the Fremulon one though. What I thought the first time I saw it, my words were, "That's toothpaste." This is quite clearly toothpaste. Fremulon is a name for toothpaste, and why did nobody realise that? I mean, even the...
Hello?
The name itself is enough. You alright, Matt?
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Please tell me you can hear me.
Hello? Oh, I can
Hello.
hear you now. Sorry, right.
Oh,
That's
good.
my fault.
What did you do?
So these headphones, they have a separate lead to connect them to the headphones.
Right.
So I pulled that out with the headphones by accident.
Oops. Make sure you're still recording on Audacity, just to...
I will be, yeah.
Yes.
Check.
But yeah, the first thing that came into my head when seeing that was, that is quite clearly a logo and jingle that would be used in a toothpaste advert. And then there was not a doctor. Shh. Wait, what? What on earth is that about? No, I know you're not a doctor. You're a production company. It's like, and then it just confuses me.
Yeah.
No, I think there was also that's some bad hat, Harry, which I didn't actually understand at all.
I think I remember that.
I accidentally stumbled across what that's from. It's a line from Jaws.
Okay.
And I think that makes it even more weird.
Yes.
It's like, what the hell is a line from Jaws doing against a claymation or like a cartoon production company end card?
Yes.
What on earth? I mean, an end card is supposed to be to show the company that made the production. I presume it's so you can verify that you've done stuff from the company's point of view. But what it does in an American show is just make you feel, okay, somebody's really bad at naming things.
Yes.
And I don't know why. And that's... the other ones I've seen at the end of House on Netflix. I'm trying to remember what this one was. It was like a sort of wind-up ballerina against the stage that was just sort of going ding and rotating and then gets squashed by a foot or something like that.
What?
And then that was just gets stamped on. It's like, what? What? Who is... And another example is at the end of Community, which is actually this one's actually fairly amusing because quite often it's relevant. They have a couple of claymation figures sitting in front of a television saying, "Did you get any of that?" And that's fairly amusing. But then there's one for Stargate Universe. At the end, a shark jumps out of some water riding a tricycle and gets flattened by an anvil. I mean,
of course.
These are just... I mean, the British one, the equivalents of these are just sometimes they'll have a bit of a strange name or something like that. You get, for the Michael McIntyre thing that I was mentioning earlier, the company's called Hungry McBear.
I like that.
Yeah, and what it does is it's just on a flat. It just animates the logo slightly. I mean, the bear takes a bite out of one of the letters or something like that, and then it just stays still and does nothing else.
Do English ones tend to not have sound?
Most of the time, yeah. BBC has a few that, like, BBC will just have a logo with a few lines moving around it. And I get the feeling of that looks professional. That looks like it's like, no, we're not mucking about. We're just putting a logo on it. That's all.
Yeah.
And the American ones are just saying, "Oh, look how silly I can be," which
been eating too much sugar.
Yeah, or different substances,
or less legal substances.
My money's on the less legal substances, to be honest.
Of course.
I mean, if the law enforcement are considering trying to find where all the illegal substances are, just try and check the people who make these production company end cards, and I'm sure you'll probably find something. So, I'm sure there are even more examples of this. I'd like to ask our viewers if they know of any. Please do send them in, and we'll continue discussing them. I would say I'd give a prize to the best example, but I don't have money for that, so... well, you can get in touch via the details, which will be in the description and at the end of the show. So if you're interested in finding anything like that, please do get in touch. Netflix is a good place to look. Just don't let it skip to the next episode and keep going on the same program until you see something. and look for shows that are very American, and you'll probably find something. Right. The next thing I'm going to talk about,
Yes.
it sort of ties kind of in with the unrealistic instrument playing.
Yes.
My one is unrealistic depictions of computers, and this is because I'm a techie.
Yep. Indeed.
Matt notices the instruments because he's a musician. I notice this because I'm a techie. Every sort of hacker in any sort of TV show can just say, "Oh no, we need to hack into the Pentagon." Done it, and then
Yes. Yeah.
it's like that is. Oh my word! I have now typed that into the list of awful things.
I can think, like, there's another weird thing. When I remember in Star Wars, when they'll have a hologram, and then they'll be like, "Oh, this is." They'll just suddenly bring up the hologram of what they want, and then suddenly they'll have a diagram which represents
Of precisely what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, the entrance is here, pointing to a bit that isn't that yet.
Yeah.
That happens a lot with, like, in reality, it would just be sort of, Dave, can you change the hologram, please? Oh, hold on. Click. Oh,
Let me just find it.
Control F, door 7. Is it this one? No, Dave, it's not that one. Okay, door 26. Is it this one? That's what it would actually be.
Waiting for it to load.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna wait for it to render. It'll be about 2 minutes. It'll be like somebody operating a PowerPoint, basically. I mean, it could be that they have the technology to have this sort of thing queued up, but then that means they've got to waste valuable time when they're doing these hologrammatic presentation things.
Indeed.
Where they've got to make the PowerPoint.
Oh! Wait, I think in Star Wars, have you seen the latest Star Wars?
I have seen the latest Star Wars.
I think this happened. I might be making it up. You know, there was, like, there's the Death Star, and then there's, like, the Episode 7 Mega Death Star thing.
Yes, yeah.
I'm pretty sure they just kind of compared a hologram of the Death Star to this one. I think that happened, like, we just have a hologram of the Death Star ready to load, which we destroyed many years ago.
I think, yes. It's like, it's another Death Star. Oh no, this is a Death Star. We have that on this button, just in case we want to look at it.
Quickly, let's compare them.
Compare the Death Star.com.
Best website. Better buy it.
That reminds me of there's new sort of Star Wars, there's a new film set in the Star Wars universe.
Yes.
And it's a prequel to episode 4, and it's about how they got the plans for the Death Star. But the thing that worries me is that this idea has been done before. Not specifically how they got the plans for the Death Star, but Star Wars prequels have been done before.
Ooh. Yeah.
And the result of that was Jar Jar Binks. So...
Yes.
Person making that film, please be very careful. Just think, okay? Luckily, it's not Lucas.
Yeah.
I have more high hopes for this one. Part of it was actually filmed in a London tube station.
Yes, I did hear about that.
Yes. And it's the bit that's actually in that is in the trailer. They're very subtly covered up where the roundel is. I can't remember which one it is, but it's fairly obvious that it is an underground station.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see the filming of that, but I doubt they let anyone in to do that.
Being Star Wars and having a lot of money.
Yes. In fact, well, no, there is actually a tube station that they do have. It's an abandoned one that's still actually connected via tunnels, so they can use it. I think they've had episodes of the One Show filmed there or something like that. Otherwise known as the Let's convincingly portray two completely opposite emotions about a thing. It's like, oh, here's a poor boy who can't do something or other. It's like we genuinely a heartbreaking story, and now we're here to talk to this actor about his new film, or huge break in tone. That sort of that's the One Show. It's the BBC's talk show. That's what it is. Oh, and I've just remembered. I want to complain about Top Gear.
Oh.
Otherwise known as the BBC's biggest mistake.
Andrew.
Yeah.
I've thought of a great name for it.
What?
Flop Gear.
Flop Gear?
Because it's a big flop. Did you hear about
dear.
the second episode? Like the viewing?
I want to complain about it, but I have only actually watched the first episode, and there is a reason for this.
I haven't watched any.
I have watched the first episode. The reason I watched the first episode is because I wanted to give it a chance.
Yeah.
I thought that, okay, we've got Clarkson, Hammond and May doing their thing on Amazon Prime. And I've got Amazon Prime, so I'll be able to access that. So I'm not overly bothered about that. But Top Gear is still a thing, and maybe Chris Evans might do something interesting with it. So I thought, yeah, okay, I'll give that a chance. I'll see what ideas they've got. And I watched the first episode in its entirety, and I didn't like it. I mean, it wasn't like it was the worst. In fact, they have a bit where they go to Scotland and basically nothing happens throughout the entire thing. So, and we're all buddy, and it's like, oh no, I'm gonna drive alongside you, and it's like you just get the feeling. They were in like Robin Reliance or something, so they thought, oh, that would be funny, but not a single Robin Reliant turns over during that first film section. So I don't know what they were thinking, to be honest. I mean, it reeks of them trying to copy the old formula, which is something they should not have done.
Yeah.
And
fair enough.
Because they were doing that, all through that episode, I was thinking, this would be so much better if the original three were still doing it. This is something that they could have worked with, and it would have been fairly amusing. But and then there was the fact that Chris Evans was just sort of boasting throughout the entire episode.
Apparently he was a bit shouty.
He was very shouty. I mean, he was making jokes like, "Oh, we don't talk about catering on this show anymore." Like,
I've heard about that.
And my response to that was, have some flipping respect. I mean, Top Gear is only in the position that it is in because of them.
Yeah.
Do not take... You can take the mick, I suppose, but just remember why you're there. And maybe you wouldn't want to. Have some respect for your elders and betters. So I'm glad that the original three haven't gone forever. But Top Gear is dying. They're bringing on like the presenters from, I think it was that other thing, which is Extra Gear or something like that. But I haven't watched any of that because the reason that I didn't continue to watch after this is because it would show up in the ratings. Like how many views it got overnight, how many views it gets on iPlayer. That's sort of important. and I'm not watching it, so I don't count towards that.
Okay.
So I have a valid reason.
Yes.
However, I am going to watch the first episode of the next series, if there is one. Because that means they're going to have had a long time to think about what they've done wrong and if they can make it better. And then if I don't like that, then that's it.
Yep.
But bye-bye Top Gear. Its ratings have been consistently going down. And so they appear to be trying to scream, like me, like me, like me, in the hopes that it gets better, but it's not. But hey.
Yep.
Top Gear is dead. Long live the Grand Tour. I haven't even seen that yet, but the promotional footage is enough to make me think this is going to be good. So,
yep.
I mean, they've just had brainstorming sessions about what they're going to call it, and that's already funny enough. Looking forward to that. We've been talking about Top Gear a lot longer than other things I've got on this list. I was in the middle of unrealistic depictions of computers. We sort of went onto holograms for that. But like, in the Stargate franchise, they interact with alien technology, but somehow they're able to do this via USB adapters. So it's not like the alien thing will have a USB port on it, but they'll have something that they'll just be able to plug in, and then it's like, what? And there's like this alien video camera they find that somehow this is in Stargate universe. Somehow this person is able to make this alien flying video camera work with modern day editing software. I just think,
wow.
No, you haven't thought about that at all, you flipping idiots. It's just anybody who knows anything about how videos work, which I'd presume that people in the TV and film stuff should do, really.
Yeah, you would think.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? Would know that it just doesn't work like that. It's just...
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's the touchscreen, or like the really fancy layout of how programs show up, and they're just able to press bunches of unlabeled buttons in order to make things work. And you'll see a button do something in one episode, and then the next episode it will do something completely different. It just it made no sense at all in that regard.
Yeah.
So, I mean, one thing I will say though, it's not entirely vital that these things that they get this stuff right.
Yeah.
I mean, stuff can still be good even if it gets playing instruments or computers wrong. But it really does break the immersion.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'd be much more sort of satisfied if when they encounter an alien computer system, it's like, how the hell does this work? Is that... I've changed the screen brightness. Okay, this button... Okay, this button puts a flashing red warning light on the screen.
Wow. That's handy.
Oh no, the missile is heading towards the ship. Quick, press the button that makes everything flash red. That'll make things better. Anyway, if it's anything that's unrealistic that frequently gets portrayed in TV and movies, and anything in particular you want to let us know about, please do get in touch, and we will continue the talk about that.
Yeah.
last thing I have on this list about television shows is ITV not brackets, quotes, talent show. Shows. Now, I don't know about you.
Yeah.
But Britain's Got Talent is really rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
No, that's fair enough. But there are... Can I just bring it... I don't know if you watched it probably 4 years ago-ish.
No, I didn't.
Okay. There was a guy who called himself Popeye, I think.
Right.
And he could kind of pop his eyes out.
What?
Well, not like all the way out, but kind of... It was just really...
And that counts as entertainment, does it?
Well, yeah. So, because like he's in his audition, he would just... I think he just, in time to music, he would kind of pop his eyes out. And then the second time, because he got through to, I think it's semi-finals after that, I don't know.
Sorry, how does anybody whose talent is my eyes are weird get put through to a semi-final of a talent contest?
And then, so it was basically, he just did it to a different song, pretty much. And he had, I'm not kidding, actually, if I remember correctly, sorry, he had Jedward in the background. And he brought lights up halfway through to reveal Jedward, and then put the lights back down again. It was just the same act, but with Jedward at the back. A bit bizarre.
And I bet suddenly the standards were much higher for no reason at all.
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all. Basically, and then what really annoys me about that is the voting system.
Mm-hmm.
For a start, what annoys me about the voting system is they seem to be insistent that you vote by telephone first, which is the most expensive way of voting.
Yes.
Before they even mention that there's an online thing. I mean, I know that's how these things make their money, but, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Who votes by telephone anymore?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It feels a bit, like, old-fashioned.
So, add 01 at the end to vote for this person. Add 02 to vote for this one. Add 03 to vote for the other. And basically what this ends up being is a who's got the most friends competition.
Yes.
Or who's got a friend with lots of mobile phones competition. Or that's what it then becomes. And then that means it's the most attractive singer that ends up winning. I think is usually the pattern. I mean, I don't know. And then there's the judges. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Who will just... I can't remember what it was that I saw. But it was just something incredibly cringeworthy and bad. And one of the judges saying, "Oh, I think we've got a potential winner here." So, what? Did you just watch the same thing as everybody else? No, it wasn't good. It was just someone doing something that's fairly unusual and doing it quite badly. Yeah. So, I think we've probably done enough complaining about television shows.
Yes.
Anything else from the audience, please do send stuff in. We'll talk about it on the show. Won't necessarily agree, but we'll talk about it. Right. So, I think we should head on to 20 Citations. Right. So Matt has chosen a category. British television programmes. So, are you ready to start?
I certainly am.
Okay.
Well, I would...
You have
20
questions remaining.
Is it Is it being broadcast now? And that's not in repeats.
Is it still on the air? Is the question?
Yeah. Like original material.
I would say that. Firstly, I would say
19.
And secondly, yes, its last series was last year.
Okay. Is it a comedy?
I would say yes.
18.
Yes, it is a comedy.
Okie dokie. Is it a sitcom?
17.
No, it is not.
That's not helpful, is it?
Well, not being a sitcom and being a comedy, you're already fairly close.
I need to find a helpful list.
A helpful list.
Yes, like a list with
Okay.
everything I need to know, hopefully.
Maybe you could ask some more questions and get more
16.
information about the lists. I guarantee that you've heard of this.
Is it a
You've
long
got
running?
16 left.
Is it a
Long running. How would you say long running?
15.
Over 10 years?
It's not 10 years. No.
Okay, right.
Or actually, hold on. It's fairly close, actually. You've definitely heard of it, though. That's the.
Okay. So if it's close, it probably started airing in 2007, I would presume. That's not a question.
Yeah, and okay, that's a fair assumption to make. I think you've got 15 questions left.
Right. List of British television programmes.
That's not gonna help. There are lots
No, it's
of
not.
British television programs.
It's massive.
Yes.
Maybe if I can find a list by date.
Possibly.
I'm gonna ask: was it first broadcast in 2007?
14.
I'm just gonna have to quickly check this.
Okay.
Yeah, oddly enough, there are actually sort of 2 pages on it, so it's a bit weird.
Okay.
Oh, I can see why. Okay. Not 2007. No.
Okay.
It was first broadcast after 2007.
Right. Ooh.
14 questions left.
Is it like acted?
Acting.
13.
Like it's not just like
Are you asking if it's a sketch comedy?
well, not really. Does it?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna narrow it down. So, is its first letter, and this is excluding like a and the. Is its first letter before or is it M in the alphabet? So that was hard to word.
12.
Is it M
So is
or
its
is it
first letter M?
Is its first letter M or before M in the alphabet?
Oh, is it before M?
Or is it M? No,
Is it
both
M
of them.
or any letter before M?
Is it any letter from A to M in the alphabet? Including A and M.
Yes, it is. Sorry, that was a bit of a... That was probably one of the most convoluted questions. Outside of, is it to do with not having rabies?
That's interesting. So how many questions have I got, sorry?
You've got 12 left.
Oh, I can just guess stuff then.
Okay.
Was it horrible histories?
11.
Yes, it was.
Oh, yes.
And Matt gets it with 11 questions left.
Oh,
That
yes.
is impressive. Well done, Matt. Right. Oddly enough, the Horrible Histories Wikipedia page, I think at some point it was stopped and was then rebooted, and as such it has two Wikipedia pages. One
Okay.
from 2009 to 2013, and one from 2015 onwards.
I see.
Which is... it's fairly weird. I mean, that's not usual. Yes. Horrible Histories being the British children's comedy sketch show based on the books of the same name.
Oh, yes.
It's got quite a lot of famous British comedy actors like Ben Miller, Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah, it hasn't.
Quite, you know, it's got a fairly all-star cast, let's say, in the British comedy scene. Anyway, right, so I think it's probably my turn. Okay, it's my go now. I'm chosen the same category as Matt, British television programmes, and Matt's got a page.
I have.
He seems to think it's possible that I could get it, so
Yeah.
we will see. I've got 20 questions, so
20.
is it a game show?
It is
19.
not.
Is it a drama?
18.
Yes, it is.
It's a drama.
Yeah.
British drama. Oh, crikey, this is a long list. But I presume this is in here.
In where, sorry?
A British drama television series.
It doesn't look like it is in that category.
No?
I don't think so, no.
Are you sure?
It's not listed at the bottom.
No?
No.
Okay, here's my question. Is it on that page?
17.
Okie dokie.
Just press Control F and tell me if it's...
Alright. I need to copy and paste the link because otherwise it will open it in Internet Explorer, which is obviously a big problem.
Boo! 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 Sorry,
We all know
it's a
that Google
subconscious
Chrome
reaction.
is
I
the
can't
way.
stop. Yeah. Rule Google Chrome, Google Chrome all the way. Google
Woo-hoo.
Chrome, actually a decent browser. Hey, Firefox is okay as well. You know,
Yeah.
there are better alternatives out there. Right.
Yeah. Okay, it is not on that page.
What? It's
No.
not on that page.
It's not.
It's... Oh, for crying out.
I even checked a subcategory. Not there.
Oh, crikey. Was it broadcast within the last... since 2000?
It was not.
16.
Oh. And it's a drama.
It is a drama.
A drama. And you think I might have heard of it?
I'm sure you've heard of it, but not in this format.
Not in this format. Oh, has it been adapted from a book?
Yes.
15.
Ah, okay. British drama adapt from books. Was it broadcasted
not in its original run.
Was it broadcasted in the 80s?
It was
14.
not. Oh, hang on. Oh, no. No, it wasn't broadcast.
It wasn't broadcast in the 80s?
No.
Was it broadcasted in the 90s?
It was.
13.
Okay. British 1980s, 1990s
1990s, yeah.
drama. Is it Oliver Twist?
12.
No?
No, okay. Oh wait, that's a film. What? No, it isn't. Oh, okay. I thought that might have been it. Okay, that wasn't it. We've got a 1990s British television series page.
It is on that page.
Oh, it is. Okay.
I don't know if I was meant to shout out that it was on that page, but I have now, so...
I figured it probably would have been.
Yeah.
And more famous as a book. I've just realised there are 1,090. Is it on the first page?
No.
11.
Great. Oh dear. This is a huge list. Is it in the first... Oh wait, I don't know how to... What's in the middle of the alphabet?
Well, it's 26 letters long. So the 13th letter is M. 14th is N.
Okay, is it before M? The first letter.
Is this including
Is it
M?
before M in this list?
10.
But so before M, not including M. No, sorry, that wasn't me
It's
answering.
M, isn't it? You've just told me this is M, haven't you?
No, I haven't.
It begins with M.
No, I haven't. I'm doing the same thing as what I was doing before. But like
Okay, including M.
It's right. It is before or M.
It is before
So
or
that
M.
doesn't work as English grammar. It is either M or before M. I'm not saying it is M. I'm not saying it's not M. I'm saying it's either M or before M.
Is it M?
9.
No,
No, it's not M.
it is not
right?
M. Sorry for the confusion.
Well, that's probably got me a lot. I can at least rule off some stuff.
Yeah.
Was it on ITV?
8.
It was, yes.
It was on ITV. Great. Broadcast in the 90s. Is it Maygrey?
7.
No.
No. Oh, great. Well, at least M. Oh, of course, it's not Maygrey. What the hell was I thinking? Oh, that's weird. For some reason, on the search box, I put in category : and the first things it's come up with is mid-important Australian politics articles.
Okay.
And then low importance Minnesota Twins articles. Yeah, okay. Maybe if I just search without ITV 1990s drama.
You'll get there one day.
Oh no, apparently not. Is it Pride and Prejudice?
6.
No.
Oh. Oh.
You really wanted that.
It fit. book adaptation, 1990s ITV, I think. What is Red Dwarf doing in this search result?
It's a
Red
famous
Dwarf
novel.
is quite... Yes, I it's... for... Really, Wikipedia, what is Red Dwarf doing in an ITV 1990s drama series book adaptation search? I don't think I could find this book, and in fact I'm going to be really annoyed if I don't get it.
How many questions you got?
I've got 6 left.
Yeah. You could. It's quite famous.
If you're just trolling me, I'm going to be very annoyed. Did it ever get cancelled? Is it still running today?
No.
5,
It is
No,
not.
okay.
Well, no, sorry. It's not running today, which means it did get cancelled. Kind of. Yeah.
Right, so, okay, it's no longer on.
Yeah.
I mean, I would guess Poirot, but it's obviously not, because that's started in 1989. Unless the broadcast date is different.
Who knows? Well, I know. And you don't.
It's Poirot, isn't it? Is it Poirot?
No, it's not.
4,
Oh, you are a troll. Okay, I can stop looking at Poirot. There we go. 1991. I'm not searching for a category, I'm searching in a category. You silly search. Search in category. I'm going to have to cut out a lot of this, I think.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Didn't you narrow down the pages so you could, like, use Control Find on the pages you're seeing?
Yeah, but I'm not sure what I'm looking for, and the titles aren't incredibly good. Okay, is it before the letter H? The start
3,
letter?
It is before the letter H.
Okay, that's got things down considerably.
If you're on the page, you'd be able to tell that...
Would I?
You'd be able to tell that lots of people have heard of it.
Right, okay, thank you.
Right. I don't know
I'll
how
bear that
helpful
in
is,
mind.
but I feel like you haven't heard of it.
This might be correct. And you've just been sending me around the bend. Okay, this is going to be a really silly question for me to ask, but does the page title have the word TV series in brackets written around it? At the end.
1,
Is that... So it has to be TV series.
Or... if it has TV series in brackets... Oh, wait a minute! Wait a minute, I've just found something I think you'll probably think I know about. Okay, with one question left. Is it the famous 5? No! Oh, fuck. Oh, I should have checked that. It's not even the one series. Damn it! Okay, one done. Okay, what was it?
Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. And you said Oliver Twist, which is by Charles Dickens. I was like, he's so close!
Oh, crikey.
You said that at like 9 questions or something.
Oh, 1991 miniseries. Oh,
No! That's painful.
That is painful. And I didn't even check that. I mean... So basically, I went really close, and then as soon as I got even anywhere near the answer, I just went.
Oh yeah.
And didn't. Well, you know what? I say that.
Yes.
Okay, I think that's it for now.
Yes.
Thank you very much for listening. We've been recording for, I think, for nearly 2 hours now, so there's going to be a lot that's going to be cut out of this one. So thank you very much for listening to episode 4 of Versus Humanity. I have been Razeor.
I have been Matthew.
And we will see you this time next week.
Woohoo!
Yes. Contact details coming in a few seconds. See you next week. Thank you for listening to Versus Humanity. Your hosts were 2 text-to-speech programs set up to sound like Razeor and Matt, controlled by the United States government. If you enjoyed the show and wish to support its production, you can contribute to my Patreon page, www.patreon.com/Razeor, and receive access to Versus Humanity Extra. Or you could disable any ad blockers you may have enabled. The music was provided by Epidemic Sound. A full tracklist can be found in the description. Opinions presented were assumed to be accurate by the hosts. However, humans are imperfect creatures, so please let us know if we got something wrong. You can get in touch with the show via the comment section below or via email. The show's email is versushumanity@razeor.co.uk. You can contact the hosts individually via razeor@razeor.co.uk or matt@razeor.co.uk. Agent 53, for your mission briefing, enhance the lower left-hand corner with the decryption key 22998 Gamma Delta 88331 oranges. Good luck.